What's going on, everybody? It's Friday, and you know what that means. It is time for the 3D. 3D. And that is Drew's devastation device. No, I'm just kidding. Although that does sound kind of cool. This is the Drew Dickinson Diatribe. Thank you so much for joining me right here on the SDH network each and every Friday. We're going to get right into it. The international window has closed for now. Thank you. A couple of things I'd like to talk about regarding that. First, England, of course. Whether this is good, some may think this is good, some may think this is bad. I am on the end of leaning towards this is good because it kept him fresh, free of injury. He, as a Marcus Rashford, only got about 15 minutes of playing time. Southgate preferring Jared Bowen and Anthony Gordon over Rashford during this recent international break. Of course, Belgium and Brazil were the opponents. My biggest fear and worry, of course, like I've said many times ad nauseum in the last couple of weeks, were injuries. Well, Harry Maguire sent home early with a knock. Thankfully, if you believe the reports, it's not as bad as some would think. So, of course, the center back spot for United has been brutalized all season. So let's, fingers crossed that Harry is okay and will be able to return to the United squad very, very soon. And lastly, for the Three Lions, Kobe Mainu received his first cap at 18 years old against Brazil. Then he starts the next matchup against Belgium, and at 18 years old, one man of the match. Have Manchester United caught lightning in a bottle? Just imagine this midfield three for England come Euros and the World Cup. Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, Kobe freaking Mainu. Very, very scary for the competition. But anyways, back to the international break. Argentina, the defending world champs, gave Alejandro Garnacho his first international cap. So, it's just simple to say Manchester United, their future is so bright with those two young kids in Kobe Mainu and Alejandro Garnacho. And just to finish off with Argentina, Lisandro Martinez was sent home early, sent back to Manchester. Again, you can view that as being bad or view that as being good. I look at it as being good. Didn't play, didn't have a chance to extend that injury any more than he has. Bless his heart. He's been out so much this season. And I'm ready for him to return at full health. So, like I said last week, his presence at camp and at break with Argentina is just as good as him being on the field. Obviously, him being on the field is so much better, but he is a leader, and his presence in the locker room with Argentina is arguably as big as it is for his leadership and presence at Carrington and at Old Trafford during game day or wherever United may be on the road. But now, why we are all here, and that is because the Premier League is back, baby. I'm so looking forward to this weekend. Two reasons. And the obvious, Manchester United is back. And the second, like I just said before, is Lisandro Martinez going to be back too? Oh, happy days. I hope so. United, of course, hit the road on Saturday. They will be in the late game, Saturday night football in West London at the G-Tech Stadium, where they will face off against Brentford FC. The Bees, led by Thomas Frank, currently sit 15th in the table with 26 points. And unfortunately for Brentford, they haven't won a game since their 2-0 defeat at Wolves back in February. Every time I see or even think about Brentford, I immediately think of the neon kits. I think of Ten Hag's second game in command, and I think about the 4-0 thrashing that Brentford put on a Cristiano Ronaldo-led United back in August of 2022. But you fast forward to present day, two completely different clubs. Last time we saw United was that amazing 4-3 win over Liverpool in the FA Cup quarterfinal. I can only imagine the boys just itching to get back out there and play as a Manchester United unit. They've started to click very well, and you start adding in those key components, i.e., Lisandro Martinez, back into the fold. Things could start to really, really pick up for the latter part of the season for United. And as far as the table is concerned, United still sit in sixth place, 47 points, and 6 points off the fifth spot currently held by Spurs. Remember, that fifth spot will go to the Europa League, and of course, top four will have a date in Champions League next season. Earlier, we spoke briefly about the international break. Well, England not playing Harry Kane gave others an audition per se to slot in at the number 9 spot for Southgate. And one of those was Brentford's frontman, Ivan Toney. If you remember, Toney recently returned from gambling suspension. And since then, he scored 4 goals in the 10 games he's played. He kind of came on hot when he first came back, but since sizzled. But, along with Wissa, that will be Brentford's main focus on the attacking end, finding Ivan Toney. He is such a smooth, consistent player. Liche or Varane, whoever is back there in the center of the United defense, Lindelof, Maguire, if he's healthy, they're going to have a tough task on their hands for sure. Toney likes to hold the ball up, but he can also be a massive presence inside the box as well. Luke Shaw, along with Martinez, set to return this weekend. Again, unsure on the progress of Harry Maguire. Same with Casemiro. Remember, he was kind of had that, I don't know what to call it, the battle of doctors, let's say, because United doctors says they didn't find anything and he was clear to play, to go off to international duty and play for Brazil. Casemiro still felt that wasn't quite right. He went to get his own opinion in Barcelona. They found a minor injury. I don't know how minor it was. I don't know if that means we're going to hold you out for the internationals and then 2 weeks we'll reevaluate before you go back to United. I don't know. If I find out any more information on that, I'll be sure to let you all know. But I do expect for sure Kobe Mainoo and Bruno Fernandes to lead the midfield. Rasmus Højlund, Alejandro Garnacho, Marcus Rashford will lead the front line. And I have no doubt that Amad Diallo will come on eventually. He's earned it, and we all know that Ten Hag rewards those who have earned it. Look at Scott McTominay, just as an example. Kobe Mainoo as an example as well. G-Tech isn't going to be an easy place for United to play. It never is. Talked about that earlier. I mean, neither are away games, period, in the Premier League. Always difficult. But another big game, especially for Erik Ten Hag. He must keep winning. He's trying to win over Ineos, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and Omar Barada. And, of course, the new hierarchy coming into Manchester United. Of course, still no director of football, but I digress. I can confidently say, though, sitting here today, I can confidently say if Ten Hag qualifies for Europe, whether it be Europa or a miracle qualifying for the Champions League, I think his job is safe. I truly do. And with that being said, United win 3-1 Saturday afternoon. They need these 3 points with 2 tough Big Six opponents coming in the next week at Chelsea and at home against the arch rival Liverpool. Once again, they'll be coming into Old Trafford. So it's just something to keep your eye on. 3 points are a must. Chelsea are in shambles, but again, like I said, playing away isn't always easy. And of course, Liverpool coming back to Old Trafford on Sunday the 7th, which is a huge Sunday because that's also WrestleMania Sunday. And I am sure United would like to remain at the head of the table in that rivalry because we the ones. But with all that being said, that's going to be it for me today. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in. You can follow me on X at DickinsonJR18. And of course, follow the show account at Soccer Down Here. Well, I hope everyone has a great weekend. We'll speak to everyone on Monday, and we're going to send it back over to you, John.